It is 2 a.m., the room is completely quiet, and you are staring at your ceiling, absolutely furious about a conversation that happened 3 weeks ago. You are replaying the exact words they said, the way they smiled when they said it, and you are breaking down every single detail for the 100th time. And then the self blame kicks in, which is the heaviest part of this entire thing. You start beating yourself up, asking why you just sat there and took it, why you froze, or why you actually smiled and thanked them in the moment instead of putting them in their place. You are carrying this intense, lingering anger, and you feel so frustrated with yourself because you feel like you should be over it by now. It seemed like nothing at the time, just a passing comment, right? But for some reason, your spirit won't let it go. Weeks later, it still lingers, and you find yourself wondering why something so small continues to occupy so much space in your mind. I need you to give yourself some grace right now. You are not crazy for still being mad, and you are not weak for freezing up. You are experiencing the emotional hangover of being psychologically blindsided. You're watching Healing Looks Like Her, where wounds become wisdom and healing becomes strength. Let's get into today's message. We have to talk about why these specific interactions stick to our ribs like glue. Because regular arguments don't usually do this to us. When you have a normal fight with someone, it's loud, it's clear, and your brain knows exactly what just happened. But when a nice, nasty person strikes, they are intentionally giving you mixed signals. Their words say, I love you or I care about you, but the energy and the tone says, I want to hurt you. This completely short circuits your brain because humans are naturally wired to trust words and social cues. When those two things contradict each other, your brain goes into a state of total confusion, trying to solve a puzzle that just doesn't make sense. You didn't react in the moment because you were literally trying to process the glitch in the matrix. Your delayed reaction isn't a sign of weakness. It's just the time it took for your nervous system to catch up to the malice that was hidden behind that sweet smile. And let's talk about that freezing response, because that is usually where the deepest self blame comes from. You sit there wishing you had said that perfect, witty comeback, or that you had gathered them right then and there in front of everybody. But when someone catches you off guard with an insult wrapped in kindness, your body treats it like a threat, and you instantly go into survival mode. For a lot of us, our natural survival instinct is to fawn or freeze, which means we instinctively smile, laugh it off, or try to keep the peace just to make the awkwardness go away. Your brain chose survival over conflict in that moment, and there is no shame in that. You cannot blame your past self for not having the tools to handle a sniper attack while you were just standing there trying to have a casual conversation. You were playing by the rules of kindness, and they were playing a dirty game of emotional warfare. The reason you are still holding on to this anger weeks later is actually a beautiful sign that your boundaries are waking up. That anger isn't a negative thing. It is your self respect finally showing up and screaming at you that you deserve to be treated better than that. The anger is trying to protect you, but right now you are directing it inward at yourself instead of outward at the person who actually caused the damage. You have to realize that the nice, nasty person didn't win just because you didn't have the perfect comeback in that moment. They are still the small, insecure person who has to sneak around throwing rocks from the bushes, and you're still the person who operates with genuine integrity. The goal isn't to go back in time and fix the interaction. The goal is to acknowledge that your gut was right, validate your own pain, and promise yourself that next time you will trust the vibe over the words. Reclaiming your peace from this emotional hangover means letting go of the fantasy of the perfect response. You do not need a movie moment confrontation to get closure, and you don't need them to admit what they did to you. Your closure comes from looking at that lingering anger in the mirror and saying, I see you, I know we got hurt, and I promise I won't let them get close enough to do it again. You are allowed to close the book on that conversation. Leave it in the past and stop punishing yourself for how you handled a toxic situation you never should have been put in. If you are ready to let go of that late night overthinking and finally give yourself some peace, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who is still beating themselves up over something someone said a long time ago. Remember, healing isn't about erasing the wounds, it's about discovering the wisdom they leave behind. Keep healing, keep growing, and keep becoming. From wounds to wisdom, one step at a time.